My name is Patrick Nolan. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Missouri. This is Pat Talks Law. Well, tomorrow is the big day. The license applications are supposed to be released, so we will know what we are looking at, the application process for facility applicants. Also released tomorrow is going to be the applications for the qualified patient and primary caregivers. More on that in a few minutes. First, an announcement. This is pretty important. I'm going to be speaking at NORML KC's meeting on Saturday, June 8th. The meeting will begin at 2 p.m. and it will run until 5 p.m. It's going to be a fantastic event, a patient seminar. This will be at the Unity Temple on the Plaza in KC. Now, the seminar is being offered for free by NORML KC. It looks to be a fantastic event. The director of the Green Clinics, Emily Branch, there'll be a doctor from the Green Clinics, and Jana Lappin, a pharmacist and co-owner of the Missouri Cannabis Clinic, are also going to be speaking. I'm going to be coming in at the end because I'm leaving another seminar. I'll be at the Missouri Solo and Small Firm Conference, and I won't be able to leave until probably 1:30, and I'm going to drive straight out. So I'm going to arrive somewhere between 3:30 and 4 o'clock and probably be tail end Charlie for this. But that's cool. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to be discussing how to navigate the finalized rules for Amendment 2. Now it's Article 14. From a patient and caregiver perspective, and how to be compliant under this new law and the regulations in place. We're going to be informing the attendees how to work with their physicians and the clinics to get their medical marijuana recommendations for the qualifying patients. What steps are involved in that process and what to expect after you get a recommendation. We're going to break it down, easy to understand steps. The other speakers, I'm sure, are going to be phenomenal. If you get a chance, come out and join us. Location is accessible. The general public is welcome to attend. And again, it's going to be free. If you can make it, you should. Thanks to NORML KC for inviting me and, frankly, for all the work they've put in over these many years with Amendment 2 and reform of marijuana laws in general. Honestly, without the work that they've done, we wouldn't be here talking about medical marijuana in Missouri today. So thank you very much. Now let's talk about the marijuana environment in Missouri right now. Banking. At least one Missouri bank has announced an intent to accept medical marijuana business, albeit on a case-by-case review. The feds are still trying to get the Safe Banking Act approved. However, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. The co-sponsors keep signing on, and they almost have 50% of the House signed on as a co-sponsor. So that's a plus. Meanwhile, in the Appropriations Bill, Section 633, it reads, none of the funds made available in this act may be used to penalize a financial institution solely because the institution provides financial services to an entity that is a manufacturer, producer, or a person that participates in any business or organized activity that involves handling marijuana, marijuana products, or marijuana proceeds, and engages in such activities pursuant to a law established by a state, political subdivision of a state, or Indian tribe, provided that the term state means each of the several states, the District of Columbia, and any territory or possession of the United States. So there's a really distinct chance that the entire banking industry is going to open up. Now, granted, that clause in the Appropriations Bill will only run for 1 year. It'll have to be renewed every year. But we still have the Safe Banking Act coming on. It has a lot of people signed on to it. And I think there's a very strong possibility that will pass the House. The Senate's version, however, is being held up in committee by the committee chair. However, they have more than 30 sponsors signed on to that. So, roughly a third of the Senate. The pressure is building there, and I think we're going to see some action on that very soon. Now, returning back to Missouri regarding expungement, House Bill 341, we had a lot of high hopes for that. It was a great bill, would have authorized expungement for a number of marijuana convictions. That is stalled in the Missouri State Senate. Frankly, it grows more and more unlikely every day that this necessary measure is going to pass, unfortunately. What I see for impending problems with medical marijuana going forward, a big one is landlord-tenant law. If you are renting property, you need to get a medical marijuana addendum added to your lease to protect your rights as either a landlord or a tenant. Now, we have packets of lease addendums for sale at pattalkslaw.com for $25. The packet will cover medical marijuana use and home cultivation. If you're renting property or you're leasing property to tenants, you need to look at that and consider it. Regarding employment law, please remember that if you get your medical marijuana card, that is not a prescription. You can be fired for testing positive for marijuana. Employers in Missouri are very soon going to be faced with choices to either hire people with medical marijuana cards or pay a lot more for people without medical marijuana cards, given that this labor market is extremely tight. Regarding home cultivation, there are some scary questions with regulations for home cultivators. And until we have some guidance, that's going to be even more concerning. I'm going to be talking about this on Saturday at NORML KC. Another reason you should come. Did I mention it's free? They're actually charging a lot of money for that from other organizations that are putting those things on. Please take the opportunity to come out. Now, I don't expect to do or post another video until after the NORML presentation. But make sure that you check out the DHS medical marijuana website, DHSS medical marijuana website. Review the applications when they are released tomorrow. Very important that you do so. If you are considering a facility license and you want to do an application for that, you have to be working now. If you are not working now and you come into like my office in July, you are going to be in a world of hurt when it comes down to whether or not we can get your application in time. There are things that you're going to have to get. You're going to have to get background checks done. That will take time. You're going to have to get letters of good standing from other states if you've been licensed to operate in another state. So these are things that will take time. You need to meet with your team as soon as possible. If you are still in the fundraising stage, remember that there is a requirement. You're going to have to be able to prove that you have liquid funds available. The amounts differ, but basically it's $300,000 for cultivation, $150,000 for dispensary. That does not mean that you are going to be able to open for $150,000 or $300,000. I'm positive it's going to cost a lot more than that for your build out. But if you're looking at that, you've got to get started on it. Now, please take a minute and review my video on medical marijuana cards and gun rights. The link will be in the description below. Very important if you're considering getting your medical marijuana card that you look at that and you understand that there may well be some consequences to getting your medical marijuana card. So with that in mind, thank you very much. I do appreciate your watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and go ahead and smash that alert button so that you'll be notified of the next video that we have. Thank you.